hear that, let me know.
With every step you walk in faith and trust that grace will lead the way. Wake, pray, plan. That's the way.
Good morning, good morning,
That's
good
the
morning.
way.
I know that lots of you are off today.
That's
Maybe
the
out
way.
doing
That's
your
the way.
thing. Some of you are out grilling, cooking out, shopping. Some of you may be still in the bed relaxing,
Wake
okay?
up, it's a brand new day.
But I
Time to
wanted to
pray
come
and
on
start your
and say
day.
good morning to you
Plan
all.
your
Welcome
steps,
to
your
Wake, Pray,
journey
Plan.
waits with
This is a
grace
self-care
and love.
conversation,
You
just a
keep
quick
on
conversation that you did
blazing.
not
Take a breath,
even know that you
worries
needed.
going. God's
And
embrace,
life
you'll
has been lifing,
always
okay? And
grow.
so we
With
have been
every
out
step
here
you walk in faith
working,
and trust
doing the
that
work of the
grace
Lord,
will lead the
and doing
way.
all the
Wake,
things.
pray,
And I
plan.
was like, okay,
That's the way.
it's time to go back. It's time to get some order. Because I don't know about you, but
That's the
I need
way.
Wake, Pray, Plan.
That's
I
the
need it.
way.
And it hits different
That's the
when
way.
it is
That's the
just me
way.
by myself. Anybody else? Anybody else? It hits
Wake up,
different. Good
it's a
morning,
brand new
Melinda.
day.
Be
Time to
inspired.
pray and start your
Hey, girl.
day. Plan your steps,
Can you hear the
your
music,
journey
Belinda? Can
waits
you hear
with
that? That
grace
is
and
the new
love.
Wake,
You
Pray,
keep
Plan
on
theme
blazing.
song.
Take a
Okay,
breath,
that is our opening
worries
credit
going.
song. That is our
God's
introduction
embrace,
song.
you'll
I hope
always
that y'all can hear
grow.
it.
With
Good morning,
every
Miss
step
Tamika.
you
Can y'all
walk
hear it?
in
Can y'all hear
faith
me?
and trust that
Can y'all
grace
hear our
will
song?
lead the
Can y'all
way.
hear it? Maybe
Wake,
it's
pray,
just
plan.
Can you hear it?
That's the
I'm gonna be
way.
quiet so y'all can hear it. Listen to the word. Listen to the word. And for those from the Steve
That's
Old
the
Circle
way.
and have known me
That's
for
the
any amount of
way.
time, does that voice sound familiar to
That's
y'all?
the
Does that
way.
voice, that
That's
singing
the
voice?
way.
It's definitely not me singing, but
Wake up, it's
listen.
a brand new day. Time to pray and start your day. Plan your steps, your journey waits with grace and love. You keep on blazing. Take a breath, worries going. God's embrace, you'll always grow. With every step you walk in faith and trust that grace will lead the way. Wake, pray, plan. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way.
All right.
Wake
Well,
up, it's
so
a brand
good. Let
new
me go
day.
ahead and cut that off. Yep, that is Cinnamon. That is my girl, Cinnamon, down in LA. Cinnamon, that is her singing. That is her playing every single instrument that you hear. And that song, our theme song, is now available on all platforms. You can also use it for your TikToks. You can use it for your Reels on Facebook. You can use it on Instagram, okay? Facebook is reminding me to start my live video. So that probably ain't good. That is saying that I am not live somewhere, okay? So while we are trying to get this thing together, have y'all had a good weekend? Were y'all good to yourselves this weekend? I know some of us have talked over in our group, over in the Renewed and Refined Sisterhood. If you're not over there, you need to come on over there, all right? Simply tap that in, answer a few questions that it's going to ask you at the beginning, and come on in the room. Come on in there. We're about to start the 75 challenge together tomorrow. Nobody said that the road would be easy. But I do not believe that the Lord is going to leave us and that we are going to be successful and we are going to be better after this challenge because of this challenge, okay? And then we are going to we are going to be studying the Word of God, okay? Because at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the day, that's the only thing that's going to stand is the Word of God. And we're going to do it together. So later today, probably right after this live, I will be releasing, because we love a good digital download. We love a good print off. We love to be able to, well, I'm a pen and paper girl, right? And I love to be able to check things off, right, off the list. And so we're going to be doing a lot of different things in the 75 hard challenge. And so I've come up with, I have a printable that you can print out to keep up with your daily readings, okay? And so that'll be available over in the sisterhood. So you can print that out and you can have it, you can write it down. I'm sure some of you all, some of you tech ladies, can figure out or will figure out how to do that on your iPads and your tablets and all of those good things. Um, but like I said in last night's email, if you didn't get last night's email, make sure that you inbox me your email. Y'all, our text community has up and died. All of this technology, when technology works, it works. When it's good, right? But when it doesn't, unfortunately. And that's the issue I'm having now, trying to go live on Instagram. I've gotten completely logged out of everything. Okay. I've been logged out of Facebook and Instagram, redoing passwords. They're sending me codes and all of those things. So I was like, okay, we'll try Instagram again tomorrow, right? Maybe this is my sign that I really don't need to be over on Instagram, that my folks are over on Facebook. Okay. Maybe that's what it's trying to tell me. I don't know. Um, but with our text community, that was a wonderful thing for a few years while it lasted. I got a notification back at the beginning of the summer that I had to verify my account through all these databases and all of this stuff. And I emailed them and sent them what I had, what I needed to do to verify my identity. They didn't do all of that all these months they've been taking my money. Okay. Like, okay. But yeah. So needless to say that they did not verify me by the end of August. So I can no longer use the text community. So I don't know when they'll decide to verify me, when we'll get that back up and running. But until then, I'll be talking to you all in the group and through email. So if I don't have your email and you want to stay in the loop, and trust me, you want to stay in the loop, inbox me your email so I can put you on the database, okay? So I can put you in the email database. If you've been getting emails, you don't have to send me your email address again. They're good. The ones that I already have, if you've been getting the emails, we are all good. Only if you are brand new and you've never received an email from me, go ahead and inbox me your email address so that I can get you on the email list so that you can stay in the loop. And what I've been promising for months and maybe even years is a network, is a platform outside of social media, right? That I will own. Okay. So that if anything ever happens to Facebook or Instagram, I'm always leery because, like we just said, technology happens, right? And so I just wanted a space for us outside of that closed group in Facebook. Um, I wanted something else, especially because I have several ladies that are not on Facebook, and they miss out on the community part of it because they are not on social media for whatever reason, right? Social media is not a be all. Good morning, Elena. Good morning. It's not a be all the things. And so some people don't enjoy it. Some people just don't care to be a part of social media. And I get it. But I still wanted to have a space available for them. We're also on YouTube, which is another platform. But it doesn't give us the opportunity to build a community there. And so I'm thankful that we're chugging along. I don't know if any of you have ever built websites or any of those things, but takes a little work. Okay, it takes a little work, a little dedication, making sure everything is right on both sides, as the person that's doing it, and as the person that's viewing it and interactive. Just making sure that all the pieces flow together, right? And so, y'all pray. I need y'all to pray. I mean, pray, that I am able to release this platform to you all on this week, okay? Before next Monday, the goal is for us to be live and working in the new platform, okay? Um, I just decided that I've just got to give myself a date to do it. So let me just go ahead and say by Friday, no later than Friday. Friday's the deadline for me to have it open and available to you. Good morning, Pastor Nail. Good morning. So I need somebody to pull on my coattail about Wednesday or Thursday and be like, "Yo, April, what's up?" What's up, yo? I need the code. I need the link so we can go ahead and come in the room, okay? I need that good reminder, okay? It's okay. I'm giving y'all permission to apply the pressure, okay? So that I can go ahead and get it done. All right. And so it's Monday, y'all. It's Monday. And whether you're working or whether you're off, we have some things that we get to do this week. All right. And the thing that is coming to me first, y'all, is taking care of our bodies. That is self-care. Do you hear me? Taking care of our bodies. That not only means drinking your water and minding your business, that also means making those doctor's appointments, having those annual checkups. As we are becoming more and more seasoned and getting a little bit older, right? We're getting a little bit older. There are some things that we are required to do, right? To be good to us. There are some tests that we may have been dreading for years and years and years that we really need to go ahead and handle, right? And sometimes it's that good preventative measures that we do that helps us in the long run. And so I don't want you to wait until something happens to go to the doctor. I don't want you to wait until you're feeling really, really bad and can't take it anymore and then go. No, while you are feeling great, while you are feeling fantastic, I want you to go. If it is time, right? If you haven't had your annual this year, it's September. Okay, let's just go ahead and start now, right? If you haven't been doing those things like you're supposed to be doing, let's just go ahead and start. Okay, September is a great month to get started. Okay, so go ahead and make your annual women's exams. Okay, no, I don't think that there's anyone who likes to get them done, but go ahead and schedule it. All right. And then take it another step and show up for the appointment. Don't cancel it. Show up for it. Right. And then I want you to, if you, while you're there and you get some tests and things done and you have to go for your results, I need you to show up for the results. Okay. And I'm saying all of this because your girl, me, she, her, April Boyd, y'all know I've been screaming this since maybe 2 or 3 years now, right? Going at the beginning of the year. And this year, same thing. I went for all of my things in January. And I haven't shared this publicly, but I guess today's the day, okay? So I went for my annual or whatever and a new doctor because we were here in California. So all of my new stuff was done at my PCP now here in California. And she was doing my exams and all of this stuff. And when she got to my neck, she was like, "What is that?" I was like, "What do you mean, what's that?" And she was like, "You have a goiter?" And I was like, "No, I don't have a goiter." Like, "What, lady? What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Yeah, you have a goiter." She was like, I'm gonna send you for an ultrasound to get that looked at. I was like, "What?" She was like, we just want to make sure that it's not cancer. It's like, ma'am, I just came for an exam, okay? I came for a pap smear. Why are you up here fooling with my neck talking about let's make sure it's not cancer? Ma'am, what what's going on? What are you doing? Take a little blood, check my levels. I know my iron is low. Leave my neck alone, okay? Needless to say, we did she sent me for the ultrasound. I went for the ultrasound. And y'all, do you know that sis had a nerve not to go back for her results? Okay? All right? What I want you all to know is don't be like April, be better. April said that because when I got home that night, because some of my levels were low from my blood work, the doctor called me, right? She called me and we started some new vitamin regimens and all of those things to work on getting my levels up to where they needed to be, right? So I was like, oh, that was good. You know, something was wrong. So she didn't wait for me to come back for my follow-up. She went ahead and called me that night. Okay, praise God. Well, in my head, I'm saying to myself, well, if there was anything wrong with that ultrasound, surely she would have called me and told me, right? Baby, when I tell y'all that God looks out for babies and fools, my angels are over here working overtime fooling with me. Do you hear me? They are working overtime fooling with your girl. Okay, so we've gotten to February now and I haven't gone back. I've canceled my follow-up appointment because she ain't called. Everything must be fine, right? Y'all, we get to June. I'm home visiting and my good friend Maria, who is a nurse practitioner, we're in her kitchen talking. Me, her, my cousin Chaz, we're in her kitchen talking. And I don't know if they both saw it at the same time or what happened. And I don't even remember who said something first. But one of them said, I think Chaz said, what is wrong with your neck? Now, you don't talk nothing about sickness, nothing about health around Maria and think she's not going to go in. Okay. Y'all, they came for me. Needless to say, I got back to California, made an appointment to go see my doctor. And she was like, April, why didn't you come back? And when I told her, she was like, I thought we were in this thing together. I thought we were going to get you, you know, that you were very interested in making sure that everything was good, getting your health where it needs to be. And you didn't even come back. And when I told her, well, I thought you would call me, she was like, April, I made the decision years ago that I was not going to chase my patients. I was like, okay, sis, get me together. Get me together. Lord, forgive me for making that not wise decision, right? Biggie, give me one more chance, all right? She was like, I made the decision that I would not chase my patients. And I was like, sis, that is great. Those are great boundaries that you have set in order, okay? Even for me, all right? I always think that I'm the exception to everyone's rules, and obviously that was a lie. So anyway, she said, so now, because of the results from the ultrasound, I need you to go and have a biopsy of that thing done. Okay. And this was the longest story ever. And I had never even planned on telling it on here. But apparently somebody needed to hear it. So here it is. Okay. So y'all, I had to go back for this biopsy. The people, the staff there was great. They talking and laughing and doing all the things to keep my mind off of them sticking this needle into my neck while I am awake. Okay. Like that was just, yeah. So did all of that. She told me my results would be back in a week or less. They told me the same thing as well. Y'all, it was like 2 weeks and I still hadn't got any results. And I was like, what in the world? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Because I'm saying this because I know that a lot of the things we don't do because we fear the unknown, right? Because my thing is everything has been going well. I've been fine. I've been feeling okay. And so there's no way it can be cancer. There's no that's just not God's best for my life, right? It's not. Okay. I was declaring all of these things and saying all these things and believing God, right? Believing God. And finally, it was taking so long, I just scheduled a teleconference with her a couple Monday nights ago. And it was like, because the portal wasn't updating, it wasn't telling me anything about that test. And so about 5-10 minutes before it was time for me to log on the live with her, I began to get really nervous, right? I began to get really anxious. And I sat in that moment on the side of my bed, and I realized that what she says when I get on this video with her can literally change the rest of my life, right? And then I decided, do I want to give something that much power over me, right? Like, April, either you're going to trust God or you're not, right? Either he's going to heal you or he's going to heal you. And then I began to think about all the things that I had said I was going to do that I hadn't done. I began to think about all the time that I had wasted. Anybody on here wasted some time thinking that they had more time? Thinking that, oh, I'm only such and such, right? I've got years and years and years and years, right? Oh, my kids are this age. I'll be free to do it when they're that age. I'll be able to do it when they're that age, right? Miss Anika said she's felt the same way, right? And so, um, this was the weekend after I passed out on the football field. Like, when I tell y'all, August came in and showed her whole behind, and that's not even the half of it. But I ain't nowhere near ready to share the rest of it, okay? But when I tell y'all that August showed off, however, my God was bigger. My God was greater. He was stronger than every opposition that came against me. Okay? Everyone. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was nervous a little bit. Okay? I was nervous because I was like, this don't make sense. It don't add up. This is not, So I made up in my mind that God had never left me. He had never forsaken me, and he had never just left me out, no matter what. Even though it was not my time, but he always came through for your girl. Big Stepper always stepped for your girl. And I was believing that this time was not going to be any different. And I thank God that when the doctor came on and we were talking and talking or whatever, and she finally said, well, it's not showing any signs of cancer. And I said, God, I thank you, right? Because just that quick, okay? Because y'all know, well, a lot of y'all know, my mom had just kicked cancer's butt. And that was a thing that was all of a sudden. She went to the doctor for one thing. She went to the doctor for pains in her stomach and found out through testing that she had lung cancer. Like, what in the world? So all of those things were playing in my head, but God. So I went all around that story, told all of those things to tell y'all to go get checked. Don't wait for things to evolve into something else, right? They told me that adding iodine back into my diet, which I didn't think. I'm thinking I have high blood pressure. If I use salt at all, I use the pink Himalayan sea salt. She was like, no, you need to go back to the iodine salt. She was like, because that could be causing the iron deficiency, the iodine deficiency could be causing the what is now a cyst we thought was a goiter. She was saying that could be causing it to grow. There is no doubt in my mind that it was a goiter. But through prayer, it was downgraded to a cyst. Do I have anybody that's crazy enough to believe with me that God did that? Okay. And now, just in me touching it and feeling and looking at it in the mirror, it has decreased in size. And she told me, she said, we can remove it if you want to, but if we remove it, you'll be on medicines for it the rest of your life. It's like, no, ma'am. It is well. It is fine. If anybody is staring at my neck that closely, that's not Chris Boyd. They just gonna have to see this, okay? They just gonna have to see this. Like, we're not playing around. My vocal cords and all this, we're not playing around all of this for cosmetic issues. Nope, that's not what we're gonna do. Okay. But I said all that to say is make sure that you're being good to you. We talk about self-care and taking good care of ourselves. Self-care is way more than going to the nail shop. It's way more than getting your hair done, right? Self-care is taking care of this temple that God has given us here on earth, right? We're going to get a new body. Okay, we're going to get a new one when we get over yonder. But take care of this one you got on in here. Okay. Nana is in the building. Hey, girl. Nana said, just do it. It may save your life. It saved mine. To God be the glory. And thanks to Joyce Richardson, April's mom, she told me to get my colonoscopy. So grateful I did. God is amazing. 10 years cancer-free. God did it. Jesus did it. Jesus did it. Jesus did it. Now I need him to do it again and get Joyce and Nana to California. Okay? Get them on over here, God. Do it. We know you can do it. We know you can do it. We know you can. Yes, Belinda. He is so good. So good. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Good morning. Nana, it's been 10 years. My God. That was one of the worst days of my life. Jesus. So that means Josh was a baby. Okay. All right. So, y'all, this week, I guess this is a conversation we need to have over in the Renewed and Refined Sisterhood, because I'm going towards giving out you the scripture lessons and all of that stuff that we are going to study this week for our 75 hard. Yes, he's a mighty, mighty good God. Miss Anika said he's better than good. Right, Miss Anika? We could stay here all day, and still wouldn't do it any justice of how good he has been to us. How good, right? Just couldn't tell it all. Okay? Y'all don't hear me. Could not tell it all. He's been just that good. Like Campbell soup. Good. And I thank him. 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 So, y'all, anybody else have anything? Anybody else have anything they want to share? Either live or on the replay. Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Share your testimony on this good Labor Day. Okay? Labor Day, the 9th month in labor. It's all about birthing and pushing. Okay? All about labor. I believe that it's time to push, point blank and the period. Okay? It's time to push. We've been in labor for this has been the longest labor, the longest labor ever. It's time to go on and push. Okay? This is the month to push, whether you're pushing through or pushing something out. This is the month to push like you've never pushed before. Okay? Because how many of you know or have heard or have read or have saw a Hallmark movie or something where there have been like ladies in labor and, well, no, I wouldn't even say there was a story about this. This is just me saying that I believe that if a baby stays inside too long, because there's a time and a season for everything, okay? Pray until something happens. Don't stop now. You are too close. Too close. Um, but I believe that there's a time and a season for everything, right? And if something stays where it's, and my pastor preached about this yesterday, but I didn't think about this when he said it. But you can be in a right season and choose to stay in that season for too long. God is pushing you into the next season, and you're choosing to stay in the season you're in till that season now becomes the wrong season. Okay, we can stay in a season too long. So how many of you know that if a baby stays in the womb too long, if you're doing things to try and keep that baby inside when it is naturally trying to come out, one or both of y'all is not going to make it, right? There is an appointed time for that baby to be in your womb, that good 9-10 months, right? Those 40 weeks that it is supposed to stay in there. Anything over that season, it becomes a little dangerous, right? I ain't never heard of nobody being pregnant 50, 60 weeks, right? Because if it is, it's going to become too big, right? It's not going to have enough space. It's probably going to run out of amniotic fluid. It's going to become tight. You're going to become tight and uncomfortable. It's just not a good thing to do, right? When it's naturally supposed to be released, my God, release it, okay? I've seen out here, y'all heard me talk about the fruit trees in the backyard. I've looked at some grapes the other day on the vine that I didn't get off in time, and they died on the vine. They became overripe and they spoiled. They rotted on the vine. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? They were good when they came off in time, right? When they stayed on the vine for their season, okay? Anything past that, a time when they got too ripe, they were no more good, all right? There's time. You can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it in myself that it's time for me to push some things out. Okay? It's time, like I've been in this season long enough. It's getting dangerous at this point that I don't push to the next, that I don't push this thing out. My God. I know this ain't just for me. You ain't gotta say nothing. Yes, you do. I need you to lift those hands and tell God, thank you for allowing you to hear this morning. Thank him for allowing you to hear this morning so that you can get to work while you still have a chance. It's arrogant of us to think that we have more time. Y'all, that day out on the football field, when I told that lady, I told the paramedics, I can't die on this football field. I can't die. This ain't no way in the world. God, ain't no way. You gonna let me die out here in California on the football field of all places? Like, I'm just over here with volunteering. This guy, really? This what we doing with this orange vest on? Really, Jesus? You gonna let me go out like this? But he didn't let it be so. But that in that moment, I began to reflect. Girl, you still was supposed to do this, and this. You was supposed to do that, and that. And all of my excuses as to why I was waiting, he's ironed them on out. Ironed them on out. And that's why you see me here this morning. I could not give the excuse that, well, people are off today. Nobody's going to be on. People aren't working. So are they really waking, praying, and planning their day? They're not doing anything today. I couldn't even use that as an excuse, right? Because God has been absolutely supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. He has been extraordinarily good to me. And he's giving me chance after chance after chance after chance. And he gave me a whole bunch of them chances just in the month of August, right? So there's no way that I could not come on here this morning. No way. And last night, well, as we were driving home from church yesterday, Chris was driving and I was over on my phone and I was looking up scripture and doing all the things. And I kept saying, God, what do you want me to tell them in the morning? And I sat on the sofa while Chris was watching football last night and I had my Bible and I kept saying, God, what do you want me to tell them tomorrow? And I got up this morning and I was fooling with my hair, looking in the mirror. And I was like, I don't know what you want me to tell them today, but I'm going to still go on because I know I'm supposed to go on. And so I thank y'all. I thank y'all for showing up, not for me, but for yourselves, right? I'm going to let y'all listen to the song again for those who came in later.
Time to pray and start your day.
This is our theme song.
Steps, your journey waits with grace.
We're going to go out. Wake, pray, and plan your day every day. Put God first in absolutely everything you do. Okay? Whether you're live on here with me or not, make sure you start your day with God. All right? Make sure you plan your day with God. For somebody saying that voice sounds familiar. That's the thing, y'all. That's cinnamon. Singing and playing every instrument that you hear. That is available on every single platform. You can use it on your TikToks, on your Reels. Yeah, so feel free to use it. I'm sure that I'll be posting some later today. But thank y'all so much for coming in the room. Okay, do what you need to do to be good to you. I'll see y'all in the morning at 8:30 Pacific. 8:30 Pacific. Yeah, that's it. Be good to you today. If you got an extra day off, do something good to you. Okay, do something good for you. I know you can't make those appointments today because the doctor's offices are closed. So do what you can do today. All right, do what you can do today. We'll see y'all in the morning. I love y'all big. Let's go higher.